Now, I know this for sure. If you use this for toxic reason, there's no doubt in my mind you're going straight to hell. And there's no amount of prayer that Granny is going to do to save you from this. Okay. I'm just letting you guys know. I am not going to be responsible for people who use this for manipulation. Okay. Now, understand this, right? Absence, in this case, what's absence? First of all, what's absence? It depends if you use it for toxic reason or if you use it for heavenly reasons. Now, look, I'm a reformed toxic dating coach. All right. So I know the toxicity and the goodness because I'm a good person now. I don't apply these strategies. I've matured. All right. So absence in a toxic way is literally just letting your unavailability inflict pain. You're literally sipping on your wine, knowing that dude is suffering on your behalf. Right. And by the way, smash that like button and hype button. Apparently, that's what YouTube wants us to do for the channel for videos to go viral. Because if you guys don't do that, I'm closing the channel. I'm just letting you guys know, okay? So, and also comment and say anything. Say hi, Father Alex. I will respond to all of your comments. So let's continue with the video, and I hope you guys did it. I'll be watching. And you use that pain to get him to come to you. In a way, you could call it a trauma bond. Now, the non-toxic, the non-going to hell, the non-Bronx mode type of absence is the type where you actually got shit to do. Like, motherfucker, I gotta work. I can't get fired. I gotta sleep in my bed. I can't be with you all the time, right? And that type of absence, you know that it works, and you know that they're falling in love is because usually these guys, when you use absence in a non-going to hell, non-Bronx mode way, they usually fall in love in the morning. For example, you know how you usually wake up and realize you're over someone in the morning, right? You usually, the reason why is because of the way sleep functions. Sleep allows you to process things. And eventually you process it enough where you wake up one day and you realize you're not in love. But sometimes it's like people who do crack and they're trying to stop doing crack. They have dreams of doing crack. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing crack again. Right? And then they wake up with what? Cravings for more crack. People who stop doing weed, they think they stopped doing weed. And then they have a dream where they're doing weed and they think they're actually doing it. Right? So whenever you're trying to get over someone or whenever you're trying to fall in love, it usually happens in your sleep where you have a dream with them, where you have a dream where you're walking down the street and you're watching Granny fall down the stairs and you're both staring at and laughing and you create a deep connection in that dream. And then you realize, oh my God, in the morning, I'm in love with them. That's what happens, right? So the non-toxic way of falling in love is usually where you're not with them, and because you're not with them, your brain starts to recreate them in your mind like a drug that you stop using, and that recreation happens in your dreams in the most intense ways. And usually, you wake up falling in love. That's the good way of falling in love. But you need one emotion to do that. What is that emotion? Well, by the way, people, we're having seminars in New York City. It's gonna be on the weekend of the. It's gonna be fuck. One second. Let me put it right here. It's gonna be on the 12th. No, on the 13th of December. So go check it out if you guys want to become. Just click in the description down below. Um, so this emotion, remember, is the one emotion that drives almost every action. It's the emotion that drives us to unite. It's the emotion that drives us to start wars. It's the emotion that drives people towards their darkest and their higher self. And what is that? Fear, the most primal emotion, usually the fear of death. But in this case, it's fear. And towards the end, we might include a video about fear. Who knows? So why fear? Well, fear is there's a certain kind of fear, right? It's not like they're trembling in your presence, even though that's useful. Sorry. My toxic part is coming out, right? The fear that we're talking about is the fear of not being with you. Remember, every fear originates from the fear of ending, the fear of death. And from that, it branches out from fear of losing your job, fear of losing your parents, right? And so that really drives you to connect with people. Whenever you are alone, you get together with other people. I lived in the Dominican Republic. When the lights go off, or when there's not a famine, right? When there's any fear, people usually huddle together, right? And so this fear is the fear of not experiencing their life without you. They have spent time with you. They've spent a month, 2 or 3 months with you, and they've experienced life with you. And they don't notice how much you amplify their life until there's absence, until you got to go to work, until you want to go to sleep in your own bed, until you got to go on vacation with your family without inviting them. This fear shows them when you're not there that holy shit, life without this person is not the same. Now, a quick 1 minute intermission. Don't forget, people, if you guys want to work with me one on one, a lot of you guys don't know how to book a phone call. Just click in the description down below, and there we have 10-minute call, 15-minute call, 30-minute call. It's much easier to apply these strategies if you book a call with me. I can promise you, man. You guys think you're applying it, but we all have a certain level of self-deception when there's a lot of dopamine at the thought of being with them and a lot of pain at the thought of not being with them. And so it kind of skews your thinking. And so when you watch these videos, you only do confirmation bias and you never really apply these strategies. Sometimes all you need is for you to talk to me and literally the results come. Like I've seen people have kids get married through the strategy that I teach. I know it sounds toxic, but trust me, man, I worked in mental health. I worked in the field of counseling. I've had a lot of experience, and and these strategies worked. I even worked in drug rehabs too. Now, if you guys don't forget, there's also a free audiobook about how to make a guy chase you by using the hot and cold method. There's an audiobook and an ebook, okay? So if you guys want to do that, click on the description down below where it says get your free gift, and I'll send it straight to your inbox. Let's continue with this toxic and insidious video. You become a drug that they use to escape their negative thought patterns. Why? Because when you get validated by someone, your negative thoughts diminish. The negative thought patterns, the negative emotions you fear, and they just diminish. It almost becomes therapeutic. That's why a lot of people become addicted to it. Understand, just because somebody's not a codependent doesn't mean they don't feel the pleasure of love. Relationships has a way of temporarily tamping down our most negative and self-destructive thoughts. We're able to feel comfortable. We don't feel like we need anything else. We feel complete. It allows us to fill in the gaps in our heart. But you got to do that. You got to let them feel that in your absence. Fear is your most important thing. This is why when you get depressed, or when you're in a traumatized state, something bad is happening, like during the pandemic, be careful with getting into a relationship because being with someone when you're really depressed has such a high that you will fear going back to your normal single self. Be careful, and that's when you grow dependent on them. But we want to use that against them. Oh, I'm going to hell too today, people. I'm going to hell. Where am I looking at? I'm just looking at just for the effects. I'm going to hell today, people. When you're not there, they're like, oh, Lord, my negative thought patterns. I remember I have tinnitus. Before, when it first started, I used to go out with this girl, and I remember, like, she would comfort me because I'm like, yo, like, if she's not here, I'm going to feel this tinnitus, and I will feel alone. And so, like, I started associating being with her with removing the fear of my aloneness. Tinnitus might not be your thing, but it could just be depression. Some people, schizophrenia. Some people, the emptiness they feel inside. Right? Some people, they feel way too lonely. They never got love as a child. And so that emptiness still haunts them. And they realize that being with someone tamps those feelings down. But they're not aware of how much of an effect you have on their psychology. Because if you're always there, always being creepy and needy, always showing them attention, they can never feel through contrast how valuable you are. So allow them to feel those negative thought patterns. Allow them to feel that emptiness. You don't need to do anything. Just say you got to go to work. Say you got to do your thing. Say you like your alone time every now and then. Let them feel offended. Let them feel that anger, that frustration of not being able to control you. It's very insidious, but very powerful. Next one. The fear of you finding somebody else. This happens a lot when they feel like they're hitting above their league. When they feel like they found someone special, someone unique. Naturally, the brain thinks in contrast. What do I mean? If they have you and they think you're amazing, they're going to think everyone else wants you. So whenever they think about being with you, naturally the brain, because it works through contrast, is going to think about maybe you might find somebody else. Especially men. We are insecure creatures. We fear other men more than any other thing. And what men fear most is somebody else taking you away. We all think that if we like you, everyone likes you. And so you tamped out that fear. You remove that fear by always being there. That's why you got to have a social life. Let them feel your absence. What's going to happen, like I said, their biggest insecurities is going to start thinking that maybe you might find somebody else. Why is that? Well, because evolutionarily, the men that didn't think that never passed on their genes. The men that passed on their genes were the men that had a little bit of that paranoia, which caused them to which created the feeling of jealousy. You got it. That's why you can't tell people all the time and show people that your love is unconditional. Fuck that unconditional love, man. I don't care. I don't care if I go to hell. Don't don't communicate unconditional love in the beginning. Let them feel like your love is conditional. Let them see other men in your life. I don't mean I want you to go around like I always used to say, banging the whole football team. No, I want you just to have other men in your life where it's platonic. Let them feel that conflict. Why? Because it puts them in a sexually competitive state. And that's what we want. That fear will cause them to imagine you. I'm not even kidding with you. They'll imagine you getting just like like just they'll imagine you, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna just think the craziest fucking thoughts, man. Honestly, they're projecting, right? But that's what's gonna happen. And that fear is gonna cause them to chase, call you, see you. And when they see you, what's happened is that when they start to see you, when they see you after your absence, they're here. Because they're like, oh my fucking God, I lost her. But then they see you, and then all of a sudden they feel validated. That's a high, man. That's a high. And I'll be honest with you, if this is what they think all the time, they're insecure, and they could really become obsessed. Be careful. Obsession is not love. Just letting you guys know. Obsession is not love. Obsession is very toxic. Love is soft. Love is like it's like sugar that you get from fruit. It comes with fiber. It doesn't get broken down quickly. But obsession is just pure sugar, pure insulin spikes, pure high, no fiber, no nutrition, just pure and utter toxic Bronx level, going to hell, granny choking on a pork chop and falling down the stair type of obsession, man. Next one. The fear is it losing the identity they have built with you. Oh, they feel envy from other people having a relationship. They just imagine, they're like, I wish I could be that girl, that guy that has a relationship. I wish I could have that hot girlfriend. Once he has it, he builds an identity and he feels comfortable. That allows him to get out of his mind, to get out of his own head. But boy, is that dangerous because he doesn't realize that that identity is temporary. There's something called object permanence. And when you feel and you secretly know that this identity is not permanent, you unconsciously hold on to it even harder, which makes the downfall even greater, or which makes the thought of the downfall purely painful. And that thought, in the light of impermanence, creates a type of love, a type of obsession, depending on how you use it, that makes them want to hold on to you no matter what. Even if you cheat, some of these guys will hold on to you if you play the game right. They start to see themselves as a guy with a girlfriend, a guy that finally he's not single. I'm not a loser no more. Because guys, if they're single, they feel like losers. That's a fact. They feel like losers. And they don't want to lose that identity. And also they just get used to you. They get used to you and they fear having that emptiness in their lives. They fear that. They fear change. They fear people don't like change. They like things to be consistent. They like things to be the same. They have built up an identity, man. And that identity is very difficult to let go of. It's like people who stop doing drugs. That one of the things about them is that they build an identity around their drug use. I'm a pothead. I'm a crackhead. Right? I'm a party guy if you do cocaine, right? Seriously. Like you build an identity around everything that's habitual and compulsive. And you become compulsive. But they don't notice that you're becoming compulsive because you spend time all the time with them. Give them space. You only know you're addicted to a drug once you try to quit. In that meantime, you can lie to yourself thinking you have control. Let them realize they have no control over themselves because of you. Let them realize you have the power over their emotions. Let them realize that you are their centers of their lives through your absence. Because if not, they're under the delusion that you're the one that they're doing this a favor to. Men only fall in love in your absence. And that absence induces fear. People don't like being alone. People are not tigers. They're lions. We're social creatures. We gravitate towards the other. If we feel alone, we go crazy. Literally, we go crazy. You get delusional. Your most compulsive thoughts arise in loneliness, not in union with other people. That's how it is, people. That's how it is, ladies and gentlemen. The fear of losing the identity that they have built with you is very difficult to let go of, and it's even harder. One, if they're really if they have low self esteem, and two, if they've been with you for a long time. You know, but mostly low self esteem. Low self esteem people. They're the one emotion that dominates their consciousness is fear. That's just how that works, man. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this, man. Check out if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, man. Take care. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out my new course, The Commitment Formula. You could pre-order it right now, and you can get it at a discounted rate. This course is meant to help you get out of situationships. This course will help you to get into relationships, to get commitment. I mean, I've gotten a bunch of testimonies of women getting married, even having kids. I mean, a woman came up to me. They're like, "Look, Father Alex, this is you." I'm like, "That's not Father Alex, okay? Father Alex is a spiritual thing." And like, no, I have a kid, and because of your channel, I applied what you did. And now I have a kid. I've seen countless of stories. As toxic as you guys might see me, these strategies work to get commitment. Purchase it right now. There's no gimmicks. There's no games. This is meant to allow you to get the guy that you want, get married, and have kids, and you don't have to watch any other channel after this. Okay? And if you don't like it, just get your money back. Look, this is gonna be the best course I'm ever gonna make, and that says a lot. This is going to be the best course I'm going to make. So pre-order it right now, or else I'm going to have to close the channel. And don't forget, if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org right here and book a one-on-one phone call. Take care.